Hey, juniors, how you doing? It is Thursday, February the 10th, and let's take a look at what we've got going on today. Today we are shifting gears. We're still in the same kind of vein of what we've been doing of argument and looking at sources and looking at the arguments that are being made. But what we're looking at today is starting to shift gears into rhetorical analysis, analyzing that argument, why it says it, what it does, what was the author thinking, what were they trying to accomplish, and then what did they do to accomplish that? What were the things that they did? Word choice, example, style, things like that. We're going to start today by shifting gears and looking at the idea of cancel culture. There's just a little bit of information here. It's also known as call out culture, the removing of canceling of support for an individual or a business because of something that they've done that people find objectionable. Um, what we want to do is start using that as kind of our topic that we're going to be looking at. So, to start with, we have this doc right here. And this is just kind of an inventory to get you thinking before we start. Where do you stand on the topic? Okay. This gives you a little bit of sense of where you're starting from, okay, where your position is. Hopefully that'll help you see sources in relation to where you stand. So the first question, do you think cancel culture is right or wrong, good thing, bad thing? Pretty straightforward. Do you agree with it or do you not? Okay. Do you think it's a good thing for cancel culture? Do you think the idea of canceling people is good or bad? Is it useful or is it not? And then what do you think cancel culture is? Now, I think this is a really important question here because a lot of times people they say things like, "Oh, I like this, I don't like this, this is good, this is bad, whatever," right? But they don't know what it means, and they're stating things without really understanding it. And this isn't to find out what you that you're right or you're wrong necessarily, but what this is just for you to be able to say, this is what I believe it is. As you do your research, as you do your more readings, then maybe you'll start to shift that perspective a little bit, and that's totally fine. Question number three: three examples of celebrities or businesses that you saw or that you find that were canceled. Businesses, people that said something, did something, took a stand, whatever they did, and then there was this protest against them. Briefly describe what it was. Now, those are very easy examples to find. You might know them already, or they're pretty easy to find on a Google search. And then when you're done with that, what we want to do is we want you to start doing some basic research into cancel culture. And this form here will collect that research. Now, pretty straightforward, first name, last name, and your block. And then we want you to go research, okay? And then we want you to find a source that helps you understand the topic better. What is this topic? What is it about? Does this a source that backs up your opinion? Maybe a source that explains more what it is or what the advantages are. And then you're going to put that URL right here in the form. Next week, we're going to print this off for you so that you have it to do your rhetorical analysis with. Okay. Now, you are welcome to do a Google search, but you will want to make sure that the source that you find is a good, valid, real source first before you submit it. You don't want to submit something that's not going to be useful for you, right? You can use an Inspire, which will give you valid sources. There's a ton of information on there about cancel culture already. In either case, you can search up like cancel culture and advantages, disadvantages, problems with, benefits of, who does this, the history of. We can search any of those terms that you want, okay? But when you find that source and paste it in here, we're going to print that off for you. Now, the one thing you do have to be careful of, if you're using a Google search, you just copy that URL across the top. Really straightforward. You're very familiar with doing that. If you're using Inspire to find a source, you probably need to be a little bit careful on that because if you just grab that bar across the top, that URL across the top, we won't be able to get right back to it. Now, on the right side, there's a button that says permalink. And if you select that button, that will allow us to get back to this particular article. And that'll be the one that you want to use. So if you are using Inspire, and again, you can use Google or Inspire, either one is fine. If you're using Inspire, please make sure that you're getting some help so that the link that you get is the right one so that we can refind it and we can get that printed off for you. Again, if you have any questions at all about these things, please make sure you're reaching out to Ms. McGuire or I so that we can get you the help you need. Make sure that you get your source that you will have for next week. And good luck, everybody. I hope you enjoy the topic.